Hey guys, so I've been creating English language content for some time now, and I go on Instagram very regularly, obviously, because I have an Instagram account and I have my YouTube channel. And I often see non-native English speakers teaching English, and unfortunately, their posts contain a lot of mistakes. So for that reason, I've decided to make this video in which I'm going to watch some content created by non-native English speakers, and I'm going to objectively assess the information that they provide to their viewers, and I'll let you guys know my personal opinion about if the information is accurate or not. Now, I should add that the point of this video is not to say that non-native English speakers can't teach English. These creators have every right to do what they want to do. However, when you have a large following on Instagram or on YouTube, creators should take responsibility and make sure they fact check information and ensure that their viewers get proper information. So I'm going to show you guys some clips, and then I'm going to explain clip by clip what is wrong with the information that the creator provides. A bit of background information about me. I am a native English speaker. English is my first language and I've been speaking it my entire life. I'm also finishing up a PhD in English, and I've got a master's degree and a bachelor's degree in English. So I think I do have the credentials and the experience to make these assessments. And I should also add that I'm not trying to destroy anyone's reputation. These clips are freely available on the internet, and I am going to provide an objective assessment of the information. This is not a personal attack of anyone. So without further ado, let's watch the first clip.
Kitchen utensils. Let's take a look. What's this? This is an oven, okay? Now, what about this top? This is a stove or cooktop. These two, there is a difference between these two. This is a pot and this is a saucepan, all right? The saucepan has a handle. Now, what's on the top here? We've got an extractor hood or stove hood. Come over here. We've got these two interesting things. With a rolling pin you can find, and with this is a chopping board. You just chop something on it, right? Now, what are these things around? These are cabinets. You'll see parts.
Okay, so this creator chose to go over a lot of vocabulary, and it's very helpful, but unfortunately a few words have been mispronounced. So those words would be stove. It's not pronounced stove, it's pronounced stove. And also, it's not pronounced hood, it's pronounced hood. So this is a stove, and then over top, you'll find a hood. Stove, hood. You'll also notice that the creator began the reel by saying that they're going to be teaching kitchen utensils. Utensils would refer to spoons, knives, forks. These would be more appliances. This would be kitchen appliances. So to recap, it's pronounced stove, hood, and the vocabulary that the creator is teaching is about appliances, not utensils. So in addition to mispronouncing hood, the creator also says cooktop instead of cooktop. So hood, cooktop, not hood or cooktop. Let's watch the next clip.
Oh, could you wrap it for me, please? I'm gonna have it at home. Could you bring it back, please? Thank you. Can I pay by card? Can I pay with cash, please? Right, okay. Can you break it for me? In pence? Here you are. Keep the change. Thank you.
Okay, so in this reel, there are two somewhat minor mistakes, but I think it's useful to go over them. The first mistake would be the creator says, "Can you wrap it for me?" So actually, native English speakers would say, "Could you wrap it up for me? Could you wrap it up for me? I'm finished with my meal, but I'd like to take it home. Could you wrap it up for me?" Native English speakers might also say, "Can you bring me a box?" And that means, "Can you bring me a box and I'm going to put my own food in the container and take it home. Now, the second mistake that the creator makes is they say, can I get a bill? We would probably instead say, can I get the bill? So the words the and a are called articles. The is a definite article. You use the in most cases for something specific. So if you're sitting with your friend and you need a pen, you can say to your friend, can you pass me the pen? It's a specific pen that I'm looking at. A is an indefinite article. It could mean any of something. So you're sitting with your friend, you're not looking at them, and you ask them, can you pass me a pen? It could be any pen. It could be the blue pen, it could be the red pen. So in this case, the creator is asking for something specific. It is their bill. It's not the next person's bill or the other person's bill. It's specifically his bill, so he should say, can I get the bill? Can I get the bill? Let's watch the next clip.
Sound like a native speaker? Use these ways to answer, how are ya? Same old, can't complain. Better than some. Oh, the usual, ducking and diving. Don't forget to subscribe.
Okay, so this creator is teaching ways to respond to how are you. So you say, someone asks you, how are you? Or how are ya? You can say same old, that's good. Can't complain, that's good too. Better than some. I guess you could say that, but it's kind of cringy or kind of awkward to say that you're doing better than some. The reason why that's kind of awkward is because it makes you sound like you're not doing very well. So not very common. I actually have never heard someone say that, and I've never personally said better than some. So in terms of teaching vocabulary or phrases to their audience, this creator offered two good options so far. The third one, not so much. And then the fourth one, oh, the usual, that's okay. But the fifth one, ducking and diving, I have no idea where this creator got this information from, but it's super awkward, super uncommon, and just strange. Ducking and diving, I have no idea what that means. Never heard of it, and I probably will never hear it again. So here's a good example of a creator who is really trying to give many different options and different ways to say something, but some of them are not commonly used. And in addition to them being uncommon, they're very weird, very strange. So that's one thing you have to be a little bit careful of. You have to not just assume that all the phrases that a creator teaches you are commonly used. This one definitely is not. So I'm going to watch the fourth clip now.
Turned, excited. Tack, cheap. Tee off, make someone angry. Trill, respected. Tad, slightly. Subscribe.
Okay, so this one I wanted to share with you guys because I was curious to know if any of you, maybe any native English speakers, have heard any of these words before. So this creator has offered slang and then basic definitions of the same or equivalents of the same word. I don't know what it means basic in relation to slang. So turnt apparently means excited, tack means cheap, tee off means make angry, trill means respected, tad means slightly. Out of that entire list, the only thing I've ever heard of is tad slightly. So you can say, I'm a tad bit angry because I found content like this. And I guess that can mean I feel slightly angry that I found content like this, but it would be super awkward to say tad. Oh, I'm a tad sad today. Oh, I'm a tad bit hungry. That's very awkward and very cringe. And then the rest of them, I have never heard of in my entire life. So I have to doubt where this person is getting this information from. I have no idea. I cannot verify it. So I think this is a problem. If people are learning this and then they try to use these slang expressions or words, it can definitely create communication problems. So again, native English speaker, I am not someone who owns the English language. Anyone is free to speak teach and learn English, but as a native English speaker, I can say I've never heard of this. Okay, so let's watch the 5th clip now.
American accent in 10 seconds. Instead of saying, let's do it, say, let's do it. Do it again.
Let's do it now.
Let's do it.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
Okay, so this creator is very well known for this type of content where they propose to teach you American accent in 10 seconds. Watch my 10-second reel and you'll become fluent in American English. It's very effective, but speakers don't actually say stew it. So you might hear that as a non-native English speaker, you might hear stew it. So you think, okay, that's what that person is saying. But you don't actually say stew it. So this is interesting because I actually published similar reels on a topic called Fast English. So you guys might be wondering, what's the difference between the content like this and then some of the reels that I've posted, or even you can check out my playlist, Fast English. Similar subject matter, but the difference is the content I'm creating is based on grammatical rules and changes in the English language that occur when people speak fast. So some of these changes occur because of something called assimilation. So assimilation is when two sounds come together to produce a different sound. So for example, would and you come together and they sound like would you, would you. So some of the reels that I've created on Fast English are based on ideas like that. Assimilation, where words come together or sounds come together and make a new sound. But this type of content is based on someone just hearing something and then thinking, oh, that's what it sounds like. And I'm going to teach other people that this is how you can say it. The problem with that is if people actually pronounce a word like that, it can create a lot of confusion and people might actually look at you quite strangely and not know what you're trying to say. To explain what I mean, I'm going to show another quick clip by the same creator and it will make the point I'm trying to make clearer.
American accent in 10 seconds. Instead of saying birthday, because it's maybe difficult for you, say birthday.
Okay, so a lot of non-native English speakers struggle with the th sound, th. So they can't say birthday. So this creator is trying to help them out and they're teaching them, don't say birthday because they might say birthday if they're from maybe an Eastern European country, for example. So say birthday. But if you learn that and you say birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, when's your birthday? People will look at you strangely, okay? So if you are learning English and you have a thick accent, try to work on your accent and maybe reduce it in certain situations if you choose to. It's not a good idea to learn how to mispronounce words. So learning birthday is not better than saying birthday. So be careful of content like that. Okay, so I'm going to watch the next clip.
How do you say this word?
Advertisement.
Advertisement.
No, it's advertisement.
No, it's not. How about adult?
Adult.
Adult.
Uh-huh.
Adult. Come on. Garage?
Garage.
Garage. Address?
Address.
Address.
What dress you're talking about? Is it black, white?
No, my address. My address, where I live now. Come on.
Address.
Aluminium, at least.
Aluminum.
Aluminum. Aluminium.
Whatever.
Bath?
Bath. Bath.
Bath.
Bath.
Chance.
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 Uh-huh.
Chance. Can't?
Can't. Can't?
No, cannot. Can't.
Got it. I'm done.
Okay, so this is a controversial but objective response to this reel. So these two creators are doing a good job and this type of reel is very entertaining, but Something unique is happening here. The person who is supposed to stand or represent, stand for the American person or the American accent clearly has a very thick accent and clearly seems to be a non-native English speaker. So they have every right to teach English, but it's quite odd that this person specifically is trying to teach American pronunciation when they are mispronouncing several words. So I'm going to put up a photo here. So this creator, I don't know much about them, so you cannot say that this is a personal attack, but it appears that they want to be viewed as an American, and I don't know anything about them. They could be an American citizen, but they clearly have an accent, a non-American accent. So let's go over these words again and see which words have been mispronounced by this creator.
Advertisement.
Okay, so right there, advertisement, the stress has been put on the TI, the tisement. We would say advertisement. The stress would be on the first syllable, advertisement. So a British person would say advertisement. An American person would say advertisement, not advertisement. Advertisement. American accent, advertisement. Advertisement.
Is the best possible advertisement for your product?
People see a 5-star pool in an advertisement.
Justify their advertisements. And
There was a famous advertisement by.
Okay, so let's see the next word.
Advertisements.
No, it's not. How about adult?
Adult.
Adult.
Okay, so Americans would say adult or adult. I'm an adult, I'm an adult. I think they would say both. So you can't say that one would be correct and one would be incorrect.
The adult mind, right?
My mom would be like, Mom, I know I'm an adult, but...
That as an adult, I swim with a coach.
It's the adult mind. It's a form of...
Garage?
Garage.
Garage.
This creator said garage. I park my car in the garage. I've never heard the word pronounced like that. We would say garage. Garage. So I guess the British person said garage. Garage? I can't even say it. But Americans would say garage. We wouldn't say garage. Garage. We'd say garage. Garage. With like a open jaw or drop jaw. Garage. Not garage.
Garage band to promote or a...
Without taking a car out of the garage.
If not in the garage, then
Into my garage before.
Address.
Address.
What's dress you're talking about? Is it black, white?
No, my address.
So Americans could say address or address. What's your address? What's your address? Both would be fine.
An overseas address.
Give their email address and...
So again, it's a bit strange when creators, I can understand why they do it and they want to present themselves as American or whatever, however they want to present themselves as, but with a clearly detectable accent, it's just a little bit unusual for someone to teach American pronunciation and do so incorrectly. Okay, so let's watch the next clip now.
Don't always say, I am ready. Use these instead. All set.
Okay, so this creator is teaching, don't say I am ready, you can say these phrases instead. So all set. So if your friend asks you, are you ready to go on our road trip? You can say all set. Yep, I agree with that one.
I'm ready, Freddy.
Okay, ready, Freddy. Kind of cringy. I think that's a reference to an old show based on the clip that the creator shows. And yeah, cringy, awkward. I wouldn't use that one. Never heard it.
Ready, Freddy.
I'm good to go.
That's good. I'm good to go. I'm good to go. All set. Those are very common. So that's good.
Good to go?
Locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded.
That is awkward. So that would be taken from a movie or a TV show, Locked and Loaded, and that would refer more to like equipment. So in this video clip, it looks like maybe a scientist or some sort of equipment being prepared for something. So I don't know, if you're watching a movie and there's like a war and the armies are preparing for battle and they're preparing the equipment, maybe a character would say, the equipment is ready, it's locked and loaded. Almost like a gun. It's loaded. It's ready to be fired or used in some sort of attack. It's awkward to say that if someone were to ask you, are you ready? And you say, locked and loaded. Very awkward, very cringy.
5 by 5.
Everything 5 by 5.
Okay, and same thing with this one. It's clearly from like a movie or a TV show, and a sci-fi one, it looks like, probably, maybe, or some sort of space one or something. Very awkward, very random. I have never heard someone say 5 by 5, and yeah, very awkward. So these phrases have been taken out of context, which means that they've been taken out of the situation in which they've been said. So if someone asks you, are you ready? And you want to respond and you say 5 by 5, it would only make sense if you had watched that movie or that TV show that line was from. And chances are they won't know what you mean. So you should be aware of that. Let's go to the next clip.
How to speak badass English. First, don't say, it's good. Say, it's lit as fuck, bro. It's lit as fuck.
So here we encounter a problem. It's not clear, and again, like all of these other creators, I don't know much about them. This just came up on my Instagram. I can't tell if this creator is doing this humorously or if they're actually trying to teach people to say these things. So this kind of information, if it's supposed to be funny, then that's cool, it's kind of entertaining, but you can definitely offend people if you speak like this. And if you speak like this, some people will not respond positively. So you should be aware of that. They're also teaching you to swear. So that is not ideal, because when you are learning a new language, you definitely want to make sure that you are respectful of the people you talk to. And saying something is lit as is very inappropriate. You might not be considered badass if you speak this English. You might be considered foolish at best, and then disrespectful or rude at worst. So let's keep going with this clip.
Don't say, oh, be calm. Say, chill out, dog.
Okay, so this creator actually mispronounces the first sentence there. You should say, oh, be calm. Be calm. And then they give the equivalent or the badass version of that, which is chill out, dog. Again, this is not the best way this is definitely not a good form of English. If it's a funny video, sure, it's funny, but don't learn this form of English.
Don't say, hello everybody. Say, what's up, fam?
So, hello everybody. Hello everybody. There's nothing wrong with saying hello everybody, but they want you to say,
what's up?
What's up, fam?
And last, don't say, can you repeat? Nah, say, the fuck are you saying, bro? The fuck?
Okay, so comedy clip, sure, funny, but don't swear. Don't say the F word when you're speaking to people and you're just learning English. Let's keep going.
Basic versus native English. She put her...
So this creator is trying to teach you the difference between native English and basic English. So right off the bat, I see a problem, which is the opposite of native English would be, I guess, ESL, English as a second language English. So let's look at the comparison between so-called native and basic.
Put her coat before going outside.
Okay, so the creator says that she put her coat before going outside. So right off the bat, there's a mistake. We need to say she put on her coat. She put on her coat before going outside. We need the preposition on. She put on her coat.
She slipped into her coat before going outside.
Okay, and then the creator says that she slipped into her coat is native English. So I'm a native English speaker. I can tell you 100% that is not something native English speakers say. She slipped into her coat. It sounds almost like this creator might have read a book in English and maybe a writer wrote a line, she slipped into her coat. It's super awkward to say she slipped into her coat.
He picked up the book from the table. He grabbed the book from the table.
Okay, so the problem with this one is when the creator changes from basic to native English verbs, these verbs are not equivalents. So to pick up something just means to lift it, pick it up. Grabbed means to do something with force or to do it quickly. So I can pick up something, pick up my phone, or I can grab it. So grab would be fast, sudden, and kind of with more force. So these are not equivalents. They're not equivalents. This is not basic versus native English. These are completely different verbs, different actions. So that's a problem.
I'm looking for my keys. Have you seen them? I'm searching for my keys.
Okay, so according to this creator, looking for something and searching for something is the difference between basic and native English. Another problem would be they did a better job here. Searching for and looking for are equivalents. They're similar verbs, but they are not, one is not more advanced than the other. So you can't say one is used by native English speakers and the other is not. These are problems because this creator is presenting themselves as an expert and they're trying to teach you something and teach you all the secrets about how to sound like a native English speaker. But if you follow these rules or these tips, people will look at you strangely. Native English speakers will look at you very strangely if you say, I'm just going to slip into my coat now. That's very awkward. So let's keep going.
Good morning, what can I get for you? I want latte. Okay, but why are you so rude? Sorry, I would like to have latte, please.
Okay, so this creator is doing a good job in the sense that they are teaching viewers how to be polite and respectful when speaking English, which in any language, I think it's just a good habit to be polite. So that's great, but there's an issue here. The correct or so-called correct form of English. So let's just watch the clip.
Good morning, what can I get for you? I want latte. Okay, but why are you so rude? Sorry, I would like to have latte, please.
Okay, so they say, sorry, I would like to have latte, please. So the mistake here would be the creator did not put an article. They didn't put the word I'd like to have a latte. So it's kind of ironic because they're trying to teach you English and how to speak properly, but they're making a grammar mistake. You can't say, I would like to have latte. You need that little word, that one letter word, I would like to have a latte. Another thing I would add is it's not exactly rude to say, I want a latte. It's all about delivery, and so that means like the way you say the words, and you can also follow it up and be polite or soften something that you think sounds too hard or rude. So if you're nervous and you think, okay, I don't know much English, I can only say I want a latte, say it in a nice way. You don't have to say I want a latte. You can say I want a latte, I want a latte, and you can say please and thank you, or thank you. So it's not exactly rude. It would be rude if you said, give me a latte. Give me a latte is definitely rude, and you shouldn't say that. Okay, you guys, so I've just gone over multiple clips and I've given you my objective assessment of what has been taught by these non-native English speakers and content creators. So I want to repeat again, the point of this video was not to say that these people have absolutely no right to teach English. They absolutely do, and they're doing a good job, and I think that they are helping a lot of people. But the reason I've created this video is that in this day and age, literally anyone can learn some English, film themselves, and then share their content with anyone in the world, and they can say that they are an English teacher. So in recent years, this has been a huge change. Years before, you had to get a degree. You had to get degrees and certificates, and you needed to pass, or you needed to go through an application procedure, and you needed to be hired by a school, a college, or a university, or a private school. Nowadays, anyone can present themselves as an English teacher. And the problem with that is they might not have the most accurate information. So the problem I see based on these types of reels is there's a lot of misleading or incorrect information being put out there. And as a native English speaker and a teacher and someone who is finishing a doctorate or a PhD in English, I think I have the right to offer an assessment in a respectful and objective way. So I hope you guys found this video useful. I hope I got to teach you something about English, and I hope I taught you guys the value in checking the credentials of the person you're learning from, as well as maybe not fully trusting all of the information that you find online. If you enjoyed watching this video and you found it useful, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and make sure you turn on alerts so you can get notifications about my new content. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.